Okay. Hi, Pete. Uh, Great. So hopefully you're in now and you can hear me. Cool. All right. So what we're doing tonight is just going through interrupted reception. Okay. Well, hopefully it gets better, but if not, the recording should capture most of this. Okay. So no worries. Thanks, Peter. Okay. So once again, just going through, I'll just restart what I was saying earlier on since there was no one to listen to that. We have with this template, obviously there's no buy or sell zones you have to worry about. There's no rivers to look at. It's very uncomplicated looking chart. Yeah. So, and looking for vertical line signals to enter the trade. Right. So, and then once we're in the trade, we place horizontal lines to help us with the trade management so we can move our stop loss and take profit to the appropriate levels that are required. Now, after a week or so of this template, I would imagine you guys are now ready to go and embrace the information of the 8-hour report on it. Okay, so obviously with this, because each template is unique in its own parameters. Okay, so you can't actually do one, save it, and then apply it to all the rest because each template's unique. Now, we don't need to do every single one, okay? But just doing M15 will give us, we'll be able to see the levels that price action wants to go to. Okay, so now I'm just going to go and do one I did earlier. New Zealand. Okay, so this one was was yesterday's green box. Okay, so but once what the main thing you can see is that having applied the report lines then gives you a visual even before the vertical lines turn up of the area where price would like to go to and where the main support and resistance are levels or reversal levels. Okay, so once again, there's information that's there that we can see, and if we wanted to see what another time frame looked like, because we're not going to actually, you don't have to use M15 to actually, I suppose you might be curious as to how the candles look in relationship. So window 1 would be the same if you went higher time frames or lower of where the report lines would be. So you get a frame of reference. Okay. So as I said, this one was done for yesterday afternoon. Okay. So just before the grey box is when I did it. You can see price went pretty much straight to one of the report lines. And that was done from the green box, these report lines. Okay. And then after hitting the green line, price went up to the pivot line. Okay. And that was obviously the end of, towards the end of yesterday's 24 hours. And then today began with the blue box. Okay. So these lines were done from yesterday afternoon. And you can see there was pretty much 2 movements in the evening, yeah. And once again, these report lines, and this is back on the time frame that the report lines are done on M15, yeah. Okay, so you can see that having them there, even, and though we're still putting our horizontal lines on the other charts, our M15 is the one that we can refer back to and see where price wants to move in relationship to the report lines. It's just an aid, an additional tool that you can get information from the previous 8 hour. Okay, and the benefit is that you might find that the report lines are pretty much a lot close to or on the lines of the horizontal lines you draw on some of your vertical line alerts. And it's amazing enough, because you haven't got so many lines and riverbanks and all that to distract you, you might find having at least one chart with report lines beneficial. Okay, so, and this is where the report lines come back in and are easily done and applied. And the benefit is that you've got 11 report lines for the next 8 hours to give you a picture of intended targets for price action. Okay, so any questions on that, or is that pretty obvious from just seeing the chart? Okay. Yeah, I mean, they were always fantastic value, but once again, to introduce a riverless window 1 and report lines would have been disastrous from day to do it straight together. So, but certainly, it's always been beneficial, and so yeah. So now this completes the really pretty much the fulcrum trading. You know, you have the best of both worlds, and that. Now, I'll quickly apply the no worries, Gina. I'll quickly apply the calculations onto the pound Aussie, so we can see what it tells us about the next 8 hours of trading. So, whoa, there you are. Whoops. Okay, so bear with me. You might lose the screen for about 2 minutes while I quickly apply the report line information and update them. Okay, then I'll be back with you guys. Just bear with me. Yes, so you might be able to, I don't know what screen you might be seeing because I've got 2 windows up and I know Zoom doesn't like 2 windows, so you mightn't be able to see anything. But just take it that I'm quickly putting the report lines in. And as soon as I finish it, I'll be able to go to one screen again and hopefully you'll be able to see the MT4 screen with the updated report lines, okay? So yeah, so just give me a sec. Line. And yes, so I've updated the templates to include those report lines in objects. Okay, so for those the seeded value, and I recommend it people do it because you're not looking for every trade. You're just looking for the trades that fit into the environment that gives us the information that allows us to see where price wants to go and where price doesn't want to go, so we can go and take a nice clean trade, never being in doubt as to the result. Okay, so I believe and always have that the report lines are a fantastic tool that delivers information that's very useful. Okay, so I only got a couple more report lines to do and I'll be able to go back to one page or one screen. And yeah, then we can talk about it a little bit more. Okay, second last. And the last one. Okay. Supplying S3. Okay. So yeah, so now we've got our report lines in M15. Okay, so I did that around 5 o'clock this afternoon. Yep, when the green began. And you can see that, well, you pretty much see how well the report lines have behaved, haven't they? Okay. So we've got a diamond here. We knew price was going to retrace. You can see it retraced down to the green limit line where it got a diamond, and now it's moving up towards the reversal. Okay. Now over here, our blue vertical lines have been waiting for a diamond with a current time frame high diamond that has a white dotted line join it, and it came with this last diamond, yeah, because when we started, we had this blue diamond which didn't have a white dotted line moving down. Okay, so pretty much prices moved from the green limit line, come for the pivot, onto the pink limit, and yeah, moving to reversal. So having the diamonds, blue vertical lines, okay, criteria is met back on this vertical line where green shading window 1. Okay, we only needed one of window 1 and 2, and window 1 provided it. And we needed 2 shading of green in out of window 3, 4, and 5, and 4 had to be one of them. Yep. and we had our current red low diamond, which was way back there, yeah? So here's the report lines guiding us into it. All right, so once again, we don't need to have the report lines in every time frame to benefit, okay? Because pretty much each time frame is tuned for confirming lines. Okay, so refresh that. Okay. So with this, okay, did I see questions there? Okay. There is a template, yes, and it's called 8-hour report M15 all sessions, 16th of December. Okay, which is there. But what I've done is that at any stage, if you wanted to pop that any of the lines, you don't have to put all the lines into the any of the other time frames. I've actually put those report lines in the other ones. Okay, so that if for some reason you did want to go and put it individually on each chart or just a couple, you can. All of them have the report lines. Okay, but as you can see, the other templates don't have the FX sessions because they're not an 8-hour report template. They're AFPH templates, but they do have the report line objects. Okay, so you can enter report lines in any of those. Okay, so for instance, if I did have a vertical line in M5 and I wanted to see what it looked like with regards to the report lines, I can just put my pound Aussie with the report lines down to an M5 and I can compare. Okay, so I can see the diamond with the report lines without actually putting report lines there. Okay, but if I, as I said, if I wanted to, I could. If you wanted to, I've actually put those lines in that template, so you can actually put them in manually if you like. But as I said, you don't have to. You can always just match the M15 with the report line to M5, so you can see two M5s next to each other, and you can see the report lines and see where price wants to go. Okay, so once again, it's just how you use your imagination, how you use your tools to get the information so you can actually compare. Okay, so whenever I wanted to compare to the H1, because the M15 is right below it. Okay, so here I can see my H1 looks like that, and we've got current high with a blue there, and I can see by just making my 8-hour M15 report line change the time frame to H1, I can see price is heading nicely to that red reversal that we mentioned a few minutes ago when it wasn't quite there. Okay, and you can see profit free or profit target 2 is just above the channel line. Okay, so once again, we can eyeball and visually see this without doing all the additional okay. And let's just move it all back to their proper time frames. Okay, so yeah. So once again, you know, when you open your computer, apart from refreshing your charts and that, going to the M15 and applying an 8-hour report with the template that, with this template that I'll send over, you can actually have the M15 as a guide with a framework of where price would like to move within that 8 hours. Okay, so I see some questions there, so let me answer some. Was there any questions? Great. Okay. So yeah, tonight's not going to be too much. I won't be doing another webinar until probably second week of January. Okay, so obviously the markets are closed to the main public holidays, and there's still going to be opportunities during the days in between, etc. and that, but probably not until the second week will things start getting back to normal levels of liquidity. So yeah, probably good to have a bit of a break for those. But yeah, once again, if you're trading, take a screenshot if you have any questions. And yeah, if I'm there immediately, I'll answer. If not, I'll answer when I do have a chance. And yeah, so yeah, so I can just send the report lines, but I also got the modified APE. The other templates there, I've included the report lines and those ones. I've updated those. If you don't believe that you'll be using the report lines and the other timeframes, then you only need to really get you need really the 8-hour report M15 all sessions template, okay, which gives you the view you see in front of you, okay, 4 charts, and you can change the time frames, your M15, so you can see what a window 1 of a H1 looks like in relation to the report lines, etc. Okay, so that's it, nice and short. And thanks, Pete. You know, I've last time taking screenshots of all the trades that presented in those videos, and put the last one up this morning, I think, or up yesterday. So, but yeah, once again, we're not after every trade. You know, there's enough trades where the vertical lines are confirmed, and we apply the 1-page PDF and using our default PDF, and exit manually, and that's really all we need to do. Okay, the things that you can use as a guide, the price is still a little bit more to go up. Okay, so for instance, over here, we're starting to get a diamond, and now we're starting to get pink shading. That would suggest that perhaps after this diamond, it's good. Okay, so the trade, as I said, it's close enough to the R1 that more than likely it would like to hit it before this 15-minute candle finishes. Might even go past a little bit. Okay, so, but definitely, yeah, once our pink shading starts to appear in window 4, and you've got a diamond up there, it would, yeah, definitely reinforce that time to exit. But once again, every time you had a diamond, prices move the other way. Okay, so once again, yeah, into the trade. So yeah, these movements between these lines are still nice little, Right, so you can price has just been going sideways this morning in a roughly a 30-pip range. Okay, so but just having those lines of frame reference and knowing the price just wanted to go and get that last diamond, current diamond high, blue diamond with a white line, and while price moved on to go up, whether we get that trade or not, it's just important that we know that that was on the cards and it fitted in with the environment that we're looking at. Okay, so and that's it. So any questions? If not, tonight it's really just about the report lines and the last tool fitting back in. And Merry Christmas to you, Peter and Lee too, and Gina, and those that are watching this webinar recording later on. Okay, so once again, there will be no more webinars for this year, and we'll be looking back for the most likely the second Monday in January. All right, till then, please, if you do get to trading, best way to go and get feedback as to how it relates to you. Yeah. So, and hope you have some happy peeping. If not, enjoy the good comfort foods of Christmas, as we all do look forward to. And I'll say good night tonight. And thanks again. All be well. And take care. Good night.